Hi everyone, it's Heidi from flutterbyheidi.co.uk, and today's project is just a very quick card, and it's took my inspiration from a lady called Sue Campfield. I'll pop the link to her in my blog. She did a fabulous little card using a slightly smaller bit of paper, and I was just putting together some packs of cards to distribute to people who are isolated around the village, and I thought I'd sort of have a go at doing something similar. So this is what I've used. Very simple stamping, but great if you're just starting to embark on layering. I've used the Timeless Tropical for the sentiment here, and I've actually used the DSP sampler pack, but it is the the coordinating paper to go with Timeless Tropical, but I've taken mine from the Designer Series paper sampler pack, which you get if you join my team during the month, during this last few days of celebration. And this has got a sample of lots of different papers, including the poppies, the tropics, lily impressions, all sorts of papers. And I just thought it was great to add a piece. You can make two of these out of one sheet of 6x6. If you cut them into smaller pieces, obviously you could get more cards out of one piece. And this is the reverse of that paper as well. And then I've used the leaves from this pattern here to stamp in the background. So really quick and easy. So first of all, you're going to make a card base. Now I've created a card base that is just half a sheet of A4, slightly under. It's 4 inches by 11.5 inches, and that's scored at 5 3/4 inches to create our tent-fold card base. And the first thing I'm going to do is open that up, and I'm going to pop a post-it note across the top section of that, just on the crease there, and burnish it down well. Then I'm using my Pretty Peacock ink. Actually, no. Let's think. Actually, let's go for terracotta tile. Let's mix it up a bit. Let's go for some terracotta tile. And you know what? I'm going to change my stamp over for the floral stamp instead. Let's mix it up a bit. And then all I'm going to do is, this is your own repeat stamping. I'm going to have a look whether I want full strength or stamped off, and I think I want stamped off here, just to make it slightly more subtle. So I'm just coming around and repeat stamping with this floral image, but I'm varying where I stamp it, just to give a slightly more interesting background. Like so. So that's my background done. Okay, next, pop that to one side. And what I've done is I've cut a piece of my Designer Series paper here, and this is just very simply 3 inches by 4 inches, and then I've cut a piece of early espresso, which is just 1/8 of an inch. So that's 4 1/8 by 3 1/8. I've then taken, you'll see the strip from the reverse of this, and this is 1.25 inches wide by 5 3/4. And so this is again 1/8 of an inch, so it's 5 3/4 by 1 3/8 of an inch as well. So I'm just going to layer those up with some adhesive, and I can grab my adhesive. Right, so all I'm going to do is pop some adhesive on the back there. And it was something that was suggested in one of the groups I was in, that, you know, there are the people who are self-isolating at the moment, they can't get out to the shops, but we've all still got birthdays and things coming up. Have a look at the orientation, see if there's a particular way, just pop that to one side. And so I thought it was a lovely idea. You know, I make cards for my blog, and we do some random acts of kindness as well. But in this instance, I thought, well, you know, some local people, and because my son works at the local butchers, they are delivering to people who are self-isolating. So my plan is that is where that is my distribution method of finding out who's self-isolating. So there's our layer, and I'm just going to come in and pop that on the side there, just straight down. And I shall pop a note in and say, look, use them if you can. If you can't, then pass on to somebody else who can make use of them as well. So very simple, strip down the side there. Then I'm going to pop some dimensionals on the back of this piece just to give it a bit of dimension. Just pop. I usually use stuff, one in each corner and one in the middle, just to support it slightly. Scary times for lots of people. So, and then I'm just going to actually sort of centre that. So I'm just going to eyeball that, like so. And then on a scrap of Whisper White, I'm going to stamp my sentiment. And I'm actually going to use the Thank You, which is in the same stamp set. So it's a lovely sort of scripted font. And again, we're going to use the terracotta tile just to tie it in. Pop it in there, and I'm just going to vary it with the punches as well. So there's my my script. I used the 1-inch punch on the previous card. So on this one, because this Thank You is slightly bigger, I've just grabbed my 1 1/8 scallop punch. So I figure that'll just give me a little bit more. Here we go, yeah, on that one. And then my 1 3/8 punch. Again, you can use whatever you fancy, either a bit of the early espresso again, or come in with a little bit of terracotta tile, which is what I'm going to do here. I've just got an offcut. And pop that on like so. Might prefer I've got a retired punch here, which I might prefer. Yeah, I think I prefer that than the 2 scallops together. Whatever punches you happen to have handy anyway. There we go. That's a Thank You. Pop that in the corner. And there we have a pair of quick cards put together in minutes. You could make a batch of those really easily. Some retired paper if you'd got it, but if you want this paper here, then it's a great time to join Stampin' Up, because this is just one of the things you're going to get for free. So you're going to get your sampler pack, so £130 of stock for $99. You get your full pack of 6x6 DSP, little mini trimmer, and you get a stamp set of your choice for free as well. So that could be a double stamp set. So why wouldn't you? Bob along to my blog if you want to know more. Give me a call, drop me an email. And in the meantime, stay well, stay safe. Bye-bye now.